So you were saying people associate him with intellectual jousting.
I think that he saw that as a valuable activity in and of itself. It was, for him, like breathing and eating was one of the things that you did as a human being, was test your ideas against other people and, see whether you could prevail. And it was like walking. It was just how he was. It was something that he did. And I have a letter from him that he wrote me, and it was, I believe it was after the Kent State shootings, and he's basically applauding my sort of standing my ground with him, against him, and probably my father, and I don't know who else, in an argument that we had had. And I honestly don't really remember exactly the details of the argument, but what he says to me is that he's proud of me for essentially arguing and sort of sticking to my guns and making my case. There had apparently been an argument, one of these intellectual joustings that he participated in. I think I was on my own. I'm guessing that he and my father, and it says 3 antagonists, so I don't know who else would have been involved. But he's sort of responding after the fact to me about it. So it says, "Dear Danny, this is June 15th, 1970. Dear Danny, 1, you did very well," which is underscored, "against 3 antagonists. I liked it. 2, a world without Plato, Bible, Aristotle, Maimonides, the whole Judeo-Greek heritage." Notice he doesn't say Judeo-Christian heritage. "Our life would be barren and sad. 3, the today without a yesterday and hope for a tomorrow is nothing. The present is heir to the yesterday and the root, I think the root as in the root of a tree, for the tomorrow. 4, money, as I said, when the one has not enough for his want, is bad like a swollen finger. But when one has no swollen finger, has a lot of money, it does not solve anything. 5, progress is always slow. When a revolution occurs, it just clears the air, but in reality it does not change much. The progress very slowly. I think grammar-wise there's something missing there, but that's what it says. 6, in a democracy, the protester has a right to protest, and the, quote, establishment, end quote, has a right not to listen. The majority has a right to defend itself. If the protesters riot, the majority has a right to shoot. Then a civil war breaks out. Till now, the democracy worked in USA. If one begin to excuse force, then there is no democracy. 8, a president who says he will better go to a baseball game than to listen to protesters is a fool. Nixon is not the first stupid president. We had Coolidge before him, Harding. So what? The country survived them. Zadie Simon. P.S. You think, therefore I am proud of you, Zadie. I think that that's expressive of something that he just valued in himself. And that was part of, I don't know if it came out of the Talmudic tradition, and he still had that piece stuck in him as kind of core identity from growing up, or if it's just the way he was. It could be that he just is that person, and so it was an important thing to him. And I think, I know from personal experience, people can find that annoying. And I'm sure he didn't know always when people were finding it annoying. I know that also from personal experience. So I think that that's also something that would quickly come to people's minds when thinking about him. But I think also he was an educator in the sense that if he was going to argue with you about something, he would actually contribute subject matter, and he would, one of his favorite phrases was, "Where is it written?" But not, so that's to say, like, well, what do you have to, support your argument, or are you just sort of saying it, it has to be true, and therefore it's true. But I think that there are times as well that he would add content and say, well, that's not really, in the Jewish tradition, this is what's said, or what so and so said. So it wasn't just sort of a battle axe kind of shout. It was never going to be a battle axe shouting match without content and substance, in terms of being argumentative.